This is a heart truth training through love, feeling good. This is a quantum dimensional shift 3D to 5D and beyond heart truth training using the acronym LOVE to shift resistance or to simply take the state of being into an even greater state of being, or simply being happy or exactly where you're at. So as I listen to what is being said, sent from my body, I allow and I become aware of what my body is mirroring to me through my conscious or subconscious energies. And I bring my attention to the feeling, the emotion, the narrative that I'm presencing with, and I acknowledge it. And in this moment, I am in recognition of what I am experiencing allegiance with that feels really good to my true self. I am in this new brain state of peace, balance, harmony. And as I gesture with my hands, I lift my hand up and I say, yes, yes, yes. Telling myself to keep being in allegiance with what feels good to my heart, the wholeness of who I am. And I orient and I offer new patterns, becoming aware of my breathing pattern as I breathe in and out, and my orienting pattern as I notice where I feel the sensations stored in my body. As I feel love, because I feel good right now, I put my hands on my heart. And I breathe a focused breath into my heart while validating, while going into the experience of feeling good. Feeling good brings a smile to my face. Feeling good makes my shoulders relax. I continue to breathe in and out in a heart math meditation style. As I feel good, I bring in a mantra that feels good to my heart's truth. The mantra is thank you. Thank you. I dwell in this appreciation, thanking my body, thanking all of life and source, thanking all the goodness that I feel right now. And I trust this. I trust this. I am okay. And I focus my attention on an object outside of my body. As I continue to breathe, I notice this blue fan that's a few feet away from me. It's a retro type of fan. I notice the frame, I notice the color, I notice the style, I notice the beauty. It's teal green with the metal frame fan. It's got a round base. It's got a piece to it that lets you move it up and down. I continue to breathe, and then I bring my awareness back into my body. Somatic presencing with the present moment. I feel the PMF bed under my body. I feel my legs being held and supported where I'm sitting. My back is feeling supported by a pillow as I sit up. The sun is touching my skin from the window to my right. It feels warm. And I visualize my true self-value, because this is what my heart has been training for. To tell the truth, to live in my values of truth, that every affirmation I make, every feeling I have, every conflict that has been in me continues to be treated and trained through my heart's truth, and the adjectives that I live by is that I dance through life with boundless energy and unbridled joy. And I imagine this beautiful ball of white golden light starting to shine within my heart, and it starts with a small dot, and the dot turns into a quarter, and the quarter turns into a plate, and it expands bigger and bigger, bringing out its pure white radiant golden light, so bright that it shines around my whole auric field. And I know that I am imperturbable. It reminds me of the golden ship, the imperturbable golden ship that can handle the storms of life and then come back to balance and harmony. And I feel at one, at peace in this vessel, in this body. I feel amazing. And this golden ball of white light shoots down straight into the earth's core, from my heart all the way down, taking along with it every single piece of who I am, grounding it in the heart's beat, the resonance of the earth, shooting itself back up to my heart, up through the top of my body, up to the heavens, to the sky, to the quantum field, the unified field, where all possibilities, all dimensions are accessible. And I dwell in the strength of my Creator. I dwell in the strength and the love and the compassion of all that is good, of all that is good. And I bring this amazing feeling back into my heart. And I can feel that it's my true authentic self. And as I remember feeling great, and now I feel amazing. And I am at peace in my body. And because I have no fear and limitation, I am at peace in my body. And because I know that I can't fail, I create greatness, create books. I create rocks, rock art. I create workshops. I create amazing communities. I create it all through love and the desire to be of service. In a healthy way that lifts me up higher and higher. And everything I do it because I want to, because I choose it. And I walk with confidence, and I behave with courage, and I move in the world with ease and joy. And I carry my symbol in my heart, the symbol that represents my authentic true self. Sometimes it's a beautiful butterfly who has emerged back into the world after being in its cocoon for years. And sometimes it's a rainbow pouring out of a heart that's been thorned with the rose inside of it by humanity's messiness. And this rainbow shines a light of all colors onto all my values, all of my being. And now as I move into the world, I carry this feeling from my past, present, and future. This amazing feeling of peace, and a body at home with itself. And I am outdoors in nature. And it's been snowing, but the snow has been melting for a few days. So now as I'm walking, I look down and I see the mud under the snow. And I walk up the hill and I crunch on the snow because I love the sound that it makes. I turn around from the top of the hill and I look at the trees and I take time to orient with them. And I notice the horizon far away, and then I come back to the trees. And then I walk in the middle of a few trees and I stand there and I allow my body to become grounded with Mother Nature. And as I look around and I see the snow and I see the mud and I see the trees and I see the horizon, it's the most beautiful portrait nature has given me at this moment. And I'm saying to the trees, thank you. Thank you for what you do that protects our air. Thank you. These trees are over 100 feet tall. We live in the forest and they're pine trees and they go up so high. And they stand firm and their roots grounded down into the earth. I can feel that I am part of them. And my feet go down into the earth as if they have roots on them. And I am firm and grounded. And the trees are saying, as they wave back and forth, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And I'm just looking at them with awe, wonder, beauty. And they just look at me in all their stillness. And I walk back around. And I crunch on some more snow. And I notice the tire tracks in the mud between the snow and the ground. And I pass my blue bike. It's been standing there all winter, waiting for summer to ride it again. And I go and I find a corner where the sun is shining. And I stand there and I do a few qigong moves, and I move my hands back and forth and my legs, and I shake it off, and I sing a song, and I smile and I laugh. And it all is who I am at home, at peace in this body. And I elevate my engagement with my heart and my soul, the whole of who I am. And I feel the creation of transformation, feeling it as deeply as I can, teaching my body this new chemistry. As I see my rainbow pouring the colors out on me, my heart and the rose and the butterfly just flying around me, it invigorates my senses. And I can feel it swirling through my whole body, through every single part of me, and my appreciation is elevated. And I tell my heart the truth, and I say, thank you. Thank you, heart, for doing this work. Thank you for doing this year after year, day after day. And now I'm at a place where I feel so good, and I can take it to the next level of feeling amazing. It is who I am. It is my birthright. And I raise my hands up in the air and I say yes. And I feel this yes so intimately with my heart. And I feel amazing. And I was able to do this without any resistance coming up. So yay, that's awesome. But I like to do the attunements because sometimes we might have subconscious resistance that we're not aware of. I didn't feel it this time. But I'm going to move on to this attunement. I'm going to do the parts that feel right for this. So an attunement is to help you resolve any resistance that you might feel during your brain retraining, in this case heart retraining practice, because resistance has to do with resisting expressing our true self, because parts of us feel afraid that we can't have what we want. So I'm asking permission to connect with the superconscious higher field. And I take a moment to see my desired visual image. I had such an amazing brain retraining right now. And I didn't feel resistance just until right now, actually. So on the right hand, I have all this good feeling that I just experienced. And I want it to be true because it felt good and true. But for the parts of me that I'm not aware of, I bring my mind to any resistance and I don't notice any. So this is where I trust that my subconscious just knows. It knows where the resistance is that I'm not aware of. And that's actually what's coming up. What's coming up is that there might be something there that I don't know about because it's subconscious. and that is on the left side of my body. So, superconscious higher self, I want you to see the difference between these two brain states, the desired results on the right and the resistance on the left. Do you see the neurological and energetic pattern of the brain state, superconscious self? So the purpose of this attunement is to make it easier for my main adult personality, the true self of who I am, to visualize living my true values and living a life that I love. And the purpose is to let my superconscious higher self to make it easier to deal with aspects of myself that either I am aware of or I'm not aware of. So superconscious higher self, please bring forward any protective parts that I'm not aware of, old memory structures, fear-based emotional holding patterns, and the active experience to be seen and understood by the main adult personality. And true self, highlight all of these protective pathways and energy patterns for the attunement today. And prepare the true self to be able to merge with them, to give them a new updated perspective, to merge the past, the present, and the future. So superconscious higher self, bring forward any memory structures that are resisting this visualization. Prepare all the parts and aspects that are ready to be repatterned today, ready to be treated, and then continue to breathe into the heart, remembering that my true values are the safest and most healing thing, and it is for my greatest good. So superconscious higher self, treat and repattern the memory structure that is running the fear that is saying I am not okay. I'm afraid I can't have what I want, so I don't want to imagine it. And I actually don't feel that right now. I don't feel it. So if there's something there that I'm not aware of, I didn't feel it in my brain retraining. If there's something that still says I'm not okay, I'm afraid I can't have what I want, so I don't want to imagine it. I can feel that there's still something there, but it's not as strong as it used to be. But I would like it all to be repatterned, to be remodeled and integrated into my true self. Now forming a massive change of history around this pattern. Even if it's tiny now, even if I don't feel it very often. Superconscious higher self, you know what's there that I'm not aware of. Updating that part to all possibilities, updating the part to the truth, to understanding how the body retains its function for choosing. The limbic, bringing in the possibility that my body can do that desired visual practice. And teach that part of me that it can handle what I want. Superconscious higher self, please treat this memory pattern that might be saying my body can't do this. And remember, these resistance patterns are just memories. And actually, right now, it just came to mind when I was out there walking. I did have a moment where I felt that very tiny, but now I want it to be repatterned because they only know the past. So superconscious, please teach my true self how to merge with the scared part, the protective part. Give it a new perspective. Teach it that was then and this is now. And my body is developing new capacities. It's changing because I am becoming the dominant brain state. So superconscious, merging the scared part with the adult part, and the highest and best way for me in a massive change in history. Thank you. And superconscious, whenever a nervous part is trying to interfere with the creative visualization, please teach the true self how to be the stronger inner voice, the most dominant leader. Please teach the true self how to be in charge and with love and compassion, the most dominant leader, the most dominant brain state, and teach the parts to follow the command of my true self, to teach it to follow what it chooses, right? And as I remember that our inner identity follows the strongest voice, the limbic system follows the strongest voice. So as you are listening, take a moment to become clear in your dominant personality. I am clear in my dominant personality. I know who I am, and I have been doing this work, and it has been shifting and shifting me. I have come from being bedbound to walking every day, to cooking, to sitting, to cleaning, to washing clothes, to driving, to shopping. Do you see that? And if you can do all that, we can continue to make the progress that we're making. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. I am so amazing. Look at how far I've come. And if I've come this far, I can come all the way. Because many people have used different types of retrainings to heal their body. And if they can do it, so can I. And I choose a life of vitality. And I want my main adult personality to be the strongest part of me. To love and comfort the parts of me that feel afraid whenever they show up. And to remind those parts when they show up that is not how we function anymore. That's no longer necessary, because we have healed the aspects that were doing that. And even though they were trying to help and be protective, they were doing it in a dysfunctional way and creating a lot of conflict. And that doesn't serve us anymore. So I choose to become undivided. I choose to become one with the wholeness of who I am. And this is how I teach my body to follow the certainty of my voice. I want this. I choose this. I trust my body and brain to follow my lead as I become certain, superconscious higher self. Please treat any parts afraid of disappointment. Treat them. What if we visualize this and it doesn't happen? I don't want to feel the grief. Remind these parts from the memory structure that the main adult personality, the true self, is growing stronger and can hold space for grief and joy, good times and messy imperfections of life. My adult main personality is able to hold space for these parts now. And I can see my left and my right hand coming together. And my adult main personality is growing more dominant. And I can feel the warm energy between my hands, starting to feel these corresponding parts and the true self merging into an undivided inner mind. The adult main personality can handle it and be with it. Because the body works best this way, that's right. The body works best. So as I slowly bring my hands together, higher self, please treat the sentence until it is true. I am better off and safer choosing to live my values and being my unapologetic, authentic self. I am better off and safer choosing to live my values and being my unapologetic, authentic self. And I don't need to focus on fixing my body anymore to have a good time. I don't need to focus on fixing my life anymore to have a good time, because I choose to live regardless. And I have a higher and better goal now. And I see my hands coming together, touching each other at the tips, touching and then slowly bringing my heart towards my hands towards my heart, touching my heart, and the main adult personality, slowly bringing my hands together towards the heart. As I get more clear on what I couldn't merge with my scared memory structures of the past, my whole inner mono personality again, I am one. Because my body runs best when all my parts are connected, and there's a healthy, true self adult making decisions for the greater good of the whole of who I am. Superconscious higher self, bring all restructured and repatterned memory structures into the matrix of the universe, down through the body, uniting them together, bringing them back up to my heart. Thank you so much for this attunement, for the assistance. Disconnecting now.